Hi, my name is Danny Figueiredo. I'm the director and founder of a production company called Connect Entertainment. We started Connect Entertainment about 5 years ago. I've been in the industry now for going on 14 years. And we built Connect Entertainment into such a beautiful machine where we hosted between 8 to 10 festivals a year, of which some of the smallest ones were 6,500 people. We did the Black Coffee's Africa's Not a Jungle showcase. We produced Goldfish's Outdoor Experience. We did all of the shows for Tsoga and Mons Casino. So the machine that we had built up over the past 5 years was truly, it was a special machine. We really put a lot of effort into the experience that our patrons would get coming to our shows. And I think that's part of the beauty of Connect Entertainment. Every single show that we ever did, people left feeling fulfilled, with a smile on their face. And I think that's kind of our motto. And I'm painting this picture because pre-COVID, we had a fantastic team, probably one of the best in the country. And we came off the back of 2019 having the best season of my career personally. We had some really cool things going for Black Coffee, as well as Goldfish, as well as some really cool experience-based events for the Tsoga Sun group. And I mean, it's pretty emotional talking about this, because when you leave 2020 on such a high note, knowing that 2020 is going to be probably better than 2019, purely based on all of the legwork you've done and the ideas that the team has come up with. We came into 2020 really positive, really motivated. We had a 2-3 week holiday, and we had started setting out our plans for 2020. And the first show that we were going to do was a Mexican food festival at Mons Casino. So we had launched tickets, and I mean, that show usually sells out or sells really well. And 2020, the beginning of the year, this show was doing specifically well. So we were going into 2020 on a really positive note, and then we started getting wind of COVID and it spreading out of Wuhan, and the potential of it going global. So I phoned my safety officer and I asked him his advice, and he said to me, he's like, Dan, you know what? Let's just carry on. He doesn't think that it's going to reach South Africa, so let's just carry on and see where this goes. But he was very positive. So I put the phone down and I carried on as is with the team. And then the reality sort of kicked in a couple of weeks later, when now South Africa started getting its first cases. And that sinking feeling of all of this hard work and all of this effort and all of this money that's gone into the show, are we going to be able to pull it off? And then obviously the president started speaking, and I'll never forget the day when myself and my wife, we were sitting on the couch watching, and President announced that there's going to be a 3-week lockdown. And he reassured us that we've got this under control and we're going to look after our country. And at that stage, I felt really proudly South African. And I think all of us in the entertainment world, promoters, artists, producers, kind of stepped back and said, okay, well, this is an enforced holiday. And, especially in our industry, we don't really get holidays. So all of us thought, okay, well, let's take up a hobby for the next 3 weeks and uplift our skills or try something new. And so I actually started tiling. I did a couple of YouTube crash courses and went and bought tiles and cement and decided to tile my garden. And then 3 weeks came by, and 3 weeks turned into 6 weeks, and 6 weeks turned into 3 months, and 3 months turned into 6 months, and 6 months turned into a year. And I think it's actually just past the year anniversary of our first lockdown. And I think the biggest thing that I've found is sort of the emotional aspect of what COVID has done to our industry. You know, when you take a bunch of creatives and you say to them, you're not allowed to work anymore, you know, you take a piece of their soul away. You know, I can speak on behalf of myself, my whole team, the artists that we work with. You know, the emotional part of it is something that people don't really see, you know, because entertainers are born entertainers. They're there to entertain people. And to now not have a direction or not have a purpose, it's fucking daunting, man. It's a scary sort of reality of where to now. And I think that's probably the biggest hurdle our industry has had to overcome, is the fact that our industry is fucked. We can't work, we're not allowed to work, but hey, you know, we're doing this for the better cause. We're doing this to save people's lives. We're doing this to curb the spread or slow the spread down. And it's hard, man. It's hard when you take somebody's passion and you say to them, you're not allowed to do it anymore. And it's a very emotional part of all of our lives, because where to from here? You know what I mean? Nobody really knows where to from here. You know, like I think I may have mentioned it earlier. I had a fucking fantastic team. I had probably one of the best teams in the country, and all of them were subcontractors, and all of them would work week on, week out to put food on their tables, and now nothing. You know, you're talking about some of the best technicians in the country, some of the best infrastructure suppliers in the world, and now you're not allowed to work anymore. So, yeah, it's sort of a tough situation to be in, where you're not allowed to work for the greater cause that people are saying, but when does it end? When are we allowed to work? When are we allowed to entertain again? When are we allowed to produce shows again? And nobody really fucking knows. You know, 2020 was a very emotionally distressing year of my life. You know, backstory of how 2020 went for me is I'm a lover of dogs, and my dogs died. You know, my business was my life. My business died. Towards the end of 2020, we sort of had some relief where we could produce some shows. So we did a couple of small showcases, and actually on the way home from work one night, I got hijacked. To the point where I woke up on the Monday morning after I got hijacked, and I just thought to myself, what the fuck am I doing this all for? That evening that I got hijacked, it put life and put 2020 into perspective, where I woke up on the Monday and I just thought to myself, you know what? Fuck it. I'm simplifying my entire life. I'm cutting out everything that doesn't mean anything to me and focusing on what truly makes me happy. So, you know, I can talk from the financial point of view. I cut all the dead weight out of my business, which is it's a very sad and harsh reality, but I had to do that to sustain the people that work for us, or the people that were part of our team. You know, in terms of the emotional side, I cut out all dead weight or forced relationships. You know, I basically, you know, I was filling my own jar, and I came into 2021 knowing, and I think this is what the scary thing is 2020, we were thrown into a fight that none of us knew was happening. Whereas 2021, everybody in the industry knows that we're in the fight, so now let's fight. And, you know, I've thought about it long and hard, and, you know, 2020, we lost the battle, but 2021 is the year we win the war. And that's kind of put my life and my business into perspective, where we got pushed out of our comfort zone. I think the sad reality is we're never going to go back to normal. I think this is the new normal. I think if you don't adapt now, you're fucked and you're going to die. And I think that's where we've put a lot of focus with myself and my team, is where to from here that still captures eventing, but still offers an experience to the consumer, which has been a very beautiful part of my life, because I've taken all of the negativity and all of the bullshit from 2020 and fueled it into what 2020 will become, possibly what we've planned. And the projects that we're working on now, yes, they're not what we used to, but they're probably some of the most incredible projects that will have come out of Connect Entertainment. Especially considering, the beautiful 14 years that we've had in the industry, completely molding into what we are about to come is a very uniquely inspiring situation. I can't speak for a lot of the other promoters, because a lot of the other promoters maybe don't have as good a team as we do. Maybe some of the artists don't really have the creative side to get out of that. But for me, it's been a beautiful rebirth, if I can say that, to the point where it's now you adapt or die. And I'm really looking forward to what 2021 has to offer, purely because I know I'm in the fight. So now I have to fight. And that goes for my whole team. My whole team has been in the exact same boat. We all know that we're in the fight, and we need to work together to get out of it. And if you get out of this alive, I think you are at the forefront of entertainment when we go back to some level of normality. You know what I mean? The way going forward for everybody in our industry is to talk. If you're suffering from depression, if you're suffering from anxiety, if you're suffering from writer's block, there's no point sitting at home doing nothing. I made a concerted effort towards the end of last year to just get onto the phone, to just meet people, to just see what other people are doing, because the reality is everybody in our industry is going through this, but nobody wants to talk about it. And I think the minute you start engaging with people that are on the same level as you, or in the same industry as you, you start understanding that everybody is in the same fucked up situation. So everybody is going through the depression, the insomnia, the anxiety. And you might be very surprised that, when you start talking to people, ideas start flowing or similarities start coming to surface. And when I've got a lot of people that I support on, and thank God for them, because if it wasn't for them, I think I would have jumped off a cliff last year. And now's the time to support each other, to jump on ideas together. And I think the beautiful thing of COVID is the fact that now people are willing to work together again. I think pre-COVID, everybody was it's mine, very egotistical, very stuck in their own ways, whereas now it's forced everybody to sort of look at the broader picture. And the only way we get out of this is working together. So, if you're depressed, pick up the phone somebody. If you're stuck on an idea, pick up a phone and phone somebody and bounce the idea off them. Don't be scared to hold on. And also, if you're an artist, get content out there. I had a conversation with a leading band, a South African band, a couple of weeks ago, where they said to me, they've got this album that they're ready to launch, but they're holding on until when things go back to normal. And I'm like, but by then you're irrelevant. If you hold on to it, you're going to be irrelevant. Get content out there. Get onto YouTube, get onto social medias. I'm sure a lot of people don't like it, but do it. Get out of your comfort zone. If you're considering quitting, are you really in the business because you're passionate about it, or are you in the business to make the money? I've always been very passionate about doing the event, and the money will follow. Promoting the artist, and the money will follow. I've always been passionate about seeing people's experience, seeing an artist succeed. The money will follow. And 2020, I had a real conversation with myself where, do I quit the industry? Do I shut my business down and go and work corporate? And I took about 3 weeks to just sit and meditate on an idea. And just the thought of quitting the industry fucked me up. It proper fucked me up, man. To the point where I was depressed. until eventually I realized, that's my purpose. My purpose is entertaining people. My purpose is exposing artists on a stage. So if we have to start from scratch again, then so be it. We're going to do it. If we have to start smaller showcases, then so be it. We're going to do it. There's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We've got a few showcases coming up now in March and April, and looking at a bit bigger scaled events coming towards the end of the year. But do it. Don't sit on ideas. Don't sit back and watch people. There's a lot of people that are succeeding at the moment. Get online. Get an online presence. Get your work out there. From a promoter's point of view, we have to start small. Start doing the smaller showcases. Just stay relevant so that when the industry does open up a little bit, at least your name is on people's lips. And I think just persevere, man. Just fucking persevere. That's all it is.